What up, Corn Huskers? We're coming at you live from my front porch to let you know we still have not got new podcast equipment.
Yeah.
But the fundraiser's kicking. It's doing great. We appreciate you guys. It's getting there.
Yeah, definitely appreciate the support so far. So this week we're giving you guys an unreleased vaulted episode of This Place Sucks.
From the vault,
yeah.
from the files.
From
you know
the
what I mean?
files, yeah.
From
So
the old directories.
enjoy that. Hold you over until we get back on our feet. And like I said, keep sharing the GoFundMe. We appreciate your support. We love you guys. Until next time,
Yeah, we'll be back in full force soon, but enjoy this. Love you guys.
it sucks. We love you. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, that's what we'll do.
yeah.
That's what we'll do.
And that's kind of cool, really.
Danny, how's the audio coming across? Finally got a producer in this bitch. Danny over there, dude. He's got a pretty good sized hog on him.
Yeah. It's
Hell
just
yeah.
as big as he is.
You excited, dude?
I'm always excited.
Excited? New show,
New
dude?
show. This place sucks.
New digs. Yeah, this place sucks, dude. You know.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
He's a little more into it than I am on the sucking.
Let's
but...
start over.
All
Because
right,
this
man.
all sucks.
I
All
thought we were
right.
doing good.
No. I feel terrible, dude. I feel like we're doing
You trying too hard, man. You need to get chill like me, dude.
1. I'm chill, dude. I'm chill now.
He's chill now. Up and chill now.
I've always been pretty good at chilling for the most part, but every once in
Yeah.
a while you have one of those
Gets hot.
days.
Yeah.
It does, yeah. It gets hot on like your brain, you know.
Yeah. Man's not hot. How is everybody?
I
You
hope
guys
everybody's
good?
doing all right. I'm adjusting my microphone. That seems pretty cool.
What?
This distance here,
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
cool.
I
Well, I'm
like
not
my
over there to
distance.
check it.
I'm sure I'll listen to this back and I'll sound like I'm 20 yards away.
Well, welcome back, dude. We're 20 yards away.
Or 20 yards
That's
away.
the name of the show now. We couldn't. Turns out This Place Sucks was already taken. I got a plan. I'm gonna
What do
tell
you mean by that, dude?
It's not. I was just joking.
Oh, no.
I got a
get
plan. I'm gonna
fucking
tell
mad.
you after we get off here, dude. I'll tell
Okay.
you about
Yeah,
it. It's
he's
gonna be
gonna
pretty
tell us about
sick.
the
That's not
plan.
for y'all. That's for him, dude. We'll get to it
he's
later.
got a plan.
So we're back, dude.
We're
back.
back.
We're in full effect.
Yep.
Welcome to the fucking program. Get with the showgram, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Hey,
Episode
what do you know, Graham?
dose. I'm excited to be here, as always.
I'm stoked, dude. I'm stoked to do it big time
Yeah.
this time. Do
And
it
that's
right.
what we're doing.
Keep our stuff shellacked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You seen that video going around about about how shellac is made, about how it's all a bunch of crushed up bugs. Here's like a thing with
Won't pause. What's shellac, dude?
shellac is
The only
basically
shellac I know is the wrestler.
it's this like hard shiny coating. They add it to some like candies and sometimes even like fake wood varnishes and shit like that.
Shellac.
But it's made of like crushed up beetles. There's all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
All
that's
kinds of
cool.
products
That's
that
cool
have been
that
around forever.
We're using insects correctly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
This is like a thing with these like new conspiracy theories, like we've talked about before. Is a lot of them they just now find out about shit that
Right.
like everybody has known about, and they're like, "This is fucking crazy. Did you know we're eating bugs?" And it's like,
Yeah, well,
you've
I mean,
been eating bugs,
yeah.
Playboy.
I
Everybody's
mean,
been eating bugs.
Asbestos was made out of cancer, so you know what I mean.
I mean, yeah, I guess
so I mean,
technically.
it makes sense that
You watch those
shellac
old
would be made
videos
out of
that's like
fucking dung
asbestos,
beetles and
it's
shit.
the miracle material.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and it's like, yeah, dude, it's a fucking miracle, all right. Your cells are going to grow at a miraculous rate. You know, it's crazy when you think about it. It seems like cancer should be a good thing because, like, your cells are just, like, regenerating
Yeah,
and shit.
And it's like the worst thing.
Well, they say that really is,
crazy.
like, your body's attempt to fix itself gone
Right.
wrong, and
Yeah.
it becomes this fucking...
I really genuinely believe that at one point in time we're gonna like just go ahead and release the cure.
Yeah, I think we're going to release the waters, dude. I think there's going to be another flood.
It's been raining for 40 days and 40 nights.
Why is
baby.
everybody always like Noah's flood this, Noah's flood that? Like he was the only motherfucker
He
to
didn't flood
experience
anything.
the flood. He couldn't have been the only dude to live. They did take a bunch of people on there. You ever reread that shit?
No.
There's a good chunk of people on there. There's a
No.
bunch of animals or some animals that don't come. And guess what, dude? 2x2? Wrong. He only took the shitty animals 2x2. He took the
Really?
cool ones 7x7.
Hmm.
Isn't that
Yeah, man,
crazy,
makes
dude?
sense.
There's plenty. That's why you got so many goddamn crocodiles around, dude. He took my fucking 14 of them whores.
I hate
Now
that.
this boat has to be a lot bigger than what Ken Ham done built up there in Hebron, okay? Ain't no way you're fitting. I was doubtful about 2 of each animal, but 7?
7 of
It's
them.
not gonna fit, dude.
I like, so you know, the other day was the eclipse.
Mitsubishi.
The total eclipse
Hell
of
yeah.
the heart. So I love how everybody thinks that when doomsday happens, it's somehow going to happen in southern Indiana.
Yeah, it's
Like,
gonna happen in the
prophecy is going to
one,
be fulfilled.
the one strip
in
that
the
the
Ohio
eclipse hit.
Valley.
Well, not just here. It was just anybody that was
Shut
in the
up.
eclipse zone.
Yeah.
And I was, so when it happened, I was like 80% zone. I was like down in Georgia still, or Tennessee, like
Yeah.
southern Tennessee, west or east of the eclipse line. And it got like pretty dark, you know what I mean? Like, but it definitely wasn't eclipse style, because I saw the total eclipse
It
before.
got pretty cool.
So
where
everybody
I was at.
outside of the
I think
zone.
that was like 98% or something.
And there's like-
you'd see. I mean, everything had a nice dark tint to it for a
Yeah.
second.
It was dark enough
It didn't
to
go
where-
dark like up in Indiana, but I mean,
I
everything
thought
had
it
a
was
yellow
storm
tint
clouds,
to it, you know?
but there were
Yeah.
no clouds
Yeah,
where I was at.
and that was kind of cool. Same
Yeah.
here. Like, you look at a storm. Or,
It was
you know, a big
still
cloud
cool.
comes across the sun for a minute, kind of gets a little, and then
But
it's gone.
People in all
It's cool,
these other
man.
places aren't experiencing the eclipse. So was it supposed to only be this strip of the country that was going to get raptured?
Yeah.
Like, what's the fucking
Yeah.
plan here? Of course, most of the people that believe that
Yeah.
no longer, the subsection of people, a few years ago, we joke about like flat earth people. Like, that's a pretty common belief now.
Ain't
Like,
that
it's,
sad?
I don't know what's going on out there. It's not so much that people are so stupid they believe in like crazy things. It's just that like there's so much bullshit out there that like even seemingly smart people don't know what to believe anymore. And that's why this place sucks, dude.
This place does suck. Yeah, and you're not wrong. I don't understand how a lot of these things come into existence. Like, I know how they come into existence, but it's fucking just
I
weird
get
to me that-
questioning shit around you
people
and the
just-
narrative and stuff,
they'll
but
just
coming
take
to that
whatever, and they're
conclusion.
like, oh yeah, this is a great idea. The Earth's flat, and it's like, no, it's not.
Well, I used to think that
Stop.
thing, you know, you see a thing going around where some people don't have an inner monologue, or like some people can't visualize in their
Yeah,
head.
Yeah.
I've always thought, like, how can they really believe this? Because you're an average person. Like, I'm a dipshit, and I can visualize the way scientists describe it. I can visualize the way round planets and gravity and shit works. There's no visualization for the sun and moon doing what they do on a flat plane. And none of them have any goddamn equations for it.
No.
You know what I
it's
mean? But not
real.
everybody can visualize.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, this makes as much sense as this, neither one of which can I actually comprehend. It's like your average person that can't really understand gravity either. Like, I can visualize what they're talking about, but I can't tell you the equations and all that shit.
Yeah.
Maybe they are lying. Ultimately, I don't think that makes sense, because all flat earth, it's religious. There's
Mm-hmm.
no answer, like, there's no flat earth people that don't believe that it's the firmament and that it's God and the Satan's on earth trying to make us think that God doesn't exist by making us believe in space. As if he couldn't have come up with a better plan than that. He had to fake all of space to trick us about
Yeah.
God, instead of just like doing something cool down here on earth.
Yeah.
Like fucking Gremlins or something.
I mean, flat Earth would be cool. Like,
I
that would
mean,
be cool.
If you lived in a realm where you could pass this cool ice wall and there was a whole new world out there,
Yeah.
and then thousands of miles past that there's another wall, and it's just layers of, and you didn't have to go into space and you could reach other worlds. Yeah, dude, that
That's
would be sick.
badass,
Space
yeah.
is scary. Who wants to have to travel that
No,
to
I
see if
wouldn't.
there's other people? We all wish that it was just right there, that all of existence
I'm
was
cool
within
with
fingertip
not
reach.
going to space.
I'm cool with not knowing
I think I'll just write
anything
it out
until I
here.
die, dude.
Yeah, I'll write it out here. Like, if
Wanna-
they were like, "Hey man, we're gonna start lining people up for the shuttle to Mars. We've rebuilt the atmosphere." They're like, "I'm good.
yeah,
I'm,
I'm not
Earthling,
going.
dude.
I'm not
I'm
going.
staying here.
I
I'm not a
cheer for the
Martian,
home
you
team,
know?
dude.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah, I'm not going.
No, I'm not gonna be. I'm not a
'Cause
frontiersman.
what's scarier than dying in a plane crash? Dying
Dying
in
in
space.
space, yeah,
In a
dude.
spaceship crash.
Getting into an Event Horizon situation.
Yeah.
anything
Getting
like
into a
that.
head-on collision with the fucking asteroid, buddy.
Yeah, I mean Interstellar.
There's
dude,
no fender benders in space, dude.
dropping down on a
Immediately
planet
die.
and
If
getting
you
hit
guys
with a
didn't know
wave.
that, you immediately die.
Yeah, it's over with.
Yeah.
But I'm also not interested in like I'm okay with not knowing about all that stuff. I'm
Yeah.
interested in learning more, and if somebody else goes out and gets the, I'm not a frontiersman. I'm not like the guy that Lewis and Clark's it. I'm like a third waver. Once y'all get camp set up, I'll come through
visit,
and I'll provide the entertainment. You guys are gonna be bored from like building society
Yeah.
on a new
Yeah, I'll
planet.
come say hi.
I'll fly out once y'all make the flights shorter. I'll do a 30-minute set. You know.
Hey, how's it
Acoustic.
going? Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't want to venture out. It's fun to sit and like think about space and like what's out there on other planets and like if there's other civilizations, which I'm pretty sure there is, but like what they look like, what the people look like. They probably wouldn't look too much different than us.
We could probably fuck them, dude.
And that,
I'm not like not fuck them over. We could probably have sex with them.
well, yeah.
There's a good chance, dude. I
What did
firmly
Jay say in
believe
Clerks 2? He's like,
I want to be the first motherfucker to find an alien species
and fuck it. Yeah.
Yo, there he goes. Homeboy fucked a Martian.
yeah. I agree with that.
But I mean, if you think about it, if all that shit about them coming down here and like intersplicing their DNA with early hominids to create us, which that's just like a fringe theory, right? But
so it was flat Earth, but
it's
everybody
possible,
believes in
dude.
that now,
and
so,
it's possible that they done fucked us, and that they're coming down here, fucking us at night, stealing our seed,
yeah.
making babies. You know,
This
star
place
seeds.
sucks.
There's a whole community of. Man, I miss the early 2000s conspiracy theories. 'Cause I would go on these message
They were a
boards
lot
of
more fun.
people who thought they've been abducted by aliens and that the aliens stole their like eggs or sperm, and then
Yeah.
they'd get abducted again years later, and they'd get to meet their like starseed child aboard the fucking Enterprise, and he'd be like, "I've been doing calculations, mother," and yeah, dude. Did you ever see The Martian
Yeah.
with Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Totally unrealistic, dude. That dude is alone on that planet for like 700 and something days. Doesn't jerk off once.
What was that?
I read the book, doesn't jerk off in it. That'd be all I'm doing. Alone on an entire planet. That's the only time I would just stand outside and just in the spacesuit
What was that
feverishly.
movie? I'm pretty sure Gary was in it. Gary Sensei. Is that his name? Or Sensei or whatever Gary's name is?
Gary Busey?
No, Sensei. He was on one of them fucking CSI shows.
Okay.
He played George in Of Mice and Men.
Okay.
I
All
think
right.
it's
I
how you
like
pronounce
him.
his last name. I'm pretty sure he was in a movie about Mars. Was it Mission to Mars? Was
Mission
it?
to Mars.
And he stayed at the end and he died. Or
Yeah.
he met the aliens there and
Yeah.
he let everybody else go.
There's
back home or
also
whatever.
John. What's of Mars? John Carter.
John Carter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had the dude from Friday Night Lights in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite of the space movies was Armageddon, dude.
I like Armageddon.
saw-
My favorite is Event Horizon.
I
Like
saw-
it's very scary, very
During
space.
Armageddon.
I also like. I
Take
love
care of my
Interstellar,
baby
dude.
girl.
Interstellar was
Skies.
fucking
with
good.
McConaughey?
man.
Yeah.
People
that's
hate
good.
on it now because like, so there's no hipsters anymore, but everybody just has a hipster attitude.
Yeah. it's
Everybody's just like, oh, that sucks. That sucks. Anything that's at all like genuine or takes itself seriously, it's like, oh, that's gay.
You know what's wild is like people think that's us.
that we're gay.
No, that people think that we hate on everything.
No,
Like,
dude.
there are
I like
there's
stuff.
people that think that me and you don't like things.
Well,
there are
there's plenty of
people that
stuff I
think-
don't care
No,
for.
me
Like,
too, but there's people that
enjoy.
think that we in general, me and you both,
we're haters. We shit on
yes,
stuff.
we
Nah.
haters. We don't like what everybody else likes, and that's not true. Number one, I have not missed a Fast and Furious movie in theaters in over fucking 15 years. First of all,
Hey,
I
I
love
said
all
drop
the goofy
it, cuh.
shit. Cuh. I love all the same goofy shit everybody else does. Like I love a lot of mainstream shit. I watch sports. Like I don't know why people think that we are so, not to say
Yeah.
obscure, but people really
Yeah.
do think that we're like.
We're haters.
We
dude.
live in a dark, empty, black room,
Yeah,
and
my
we're
whole
just-
life is a dark
Yeah,
room,
we're
dude.
just here. And
No, but really,
Total
like,
Darkness just
I like the
That's not
same.
us.
I do like. I mean, sure, we like some different shit.
Yeah.
I think my thing more than anything is like let people like what they like. I only shit on stuff that is like offensively bad.
yeah.
Like
I
if
get
it's
that.
fucking if the art being presented, like the music, movie, whatever it is so ass and like pandering and
If
shit.
there's something
I'll
I
shit on
think
it.
sucks, I'll tell somebody. I'll call them.
Like
and say,
Dylan
"Hey, this-
fucking sent me a message.
this
He's
is
like,
stupid."
"Why are you shitting on Morgan Wallen?" And it was a article that was like, the history behind the deep friendship of Morgan Wallen and Hardy.
Yeah.
And I had commented on there and was like, weird, this article doesn't mention all the gay sex they have with each other. Pretty big oversight. And he was like, why are you hating on him? I was like, because he sucks. Like, that shit I will shit on because it is shitty.
Him
It
throwing
sucks.
a chair off the top of that bar made him cooler in my book.
I don't even know anything about that.
Oh, he got arrested
his
on like
music is
felony
gay.
charges this past weekend.
Oh,
He
for throwing a chair?
He threw a chair off the top of one of the bars in Nashville, man. And they came up and arrested him.
Oh, there you go. Hey, they do the same thing to me or you, buddy.
Yeah,
They
but that's
did
what I say. I think it's cool. And like he was like, from what I read, he was like cooperating. Shit was like, yeah, dude, I was fucked up.
Of course
and
he was cooperating. He
Yeah.
loves the cops. He sucks
I'm sure.
cop
I'm
dick,
sure he
dude.
does, dude. I'm not saying that he doesn't. I'm just saying, me personally, I would much rather see Morgan destroying property than make music. So this
Yeah.
inadvertently made him cooler to me.
If he goes to jail and stops making music, that'd be the coolest thing he could possibly
Yeah.
do.
For sure.
But other stuff, most stuff, I think, like
Yeah.
me personally, I never got into Game of Thrones. I would still want to go watch it. You know what I mean?
It's fun.
But it was never I'm going to shit on this. Everybody else likes it. Oh, look at me. I'm the only person who hasn't watched Game of Thrones. I was locked up. I got out, and like the last season was about to start.
I actually
So-
watched it almost in reverse. I had never really. So my grandfather really liked it. I remember like the first
Yeah.
2 seasons where I watched some of that with him. So I kind of like had a basic whatever. But then everybody dies like constantly on the show. So whatever. Spoiler alert. Don't have a favorite
Yeah.
character.
I don't really
But
watch shows
when
like
the,
that
when
anymore,
the last
dude.
season come out, though, all my roommates were watching it, and I said, "Well, I don't have time to catch up.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna watch the last season, and if I like it, I'll go back and rewatch
I've
it.
done
I don't
that
think it's
with
a big
other
deal."
stuff,
And I
yeah.
did, and I went back and rewatched. I've watched the whole thing through twice now, and I liked it. I thought it was
I'm
fun,
sure it
man.
is good,
It
dude.
is, yeah.
And I do like, a good, thick fantasy lore, dude, with all these,
Yeah, I like dragons
complex
and shit.
things.
I
Yeah,
think
but
that's cool.
it's just, it really is a time thing. Like, at some point, I'll sit down, I'll put it on the agenda, and I'll watch it all. But mostly,
should.
there
think
is
you would
stuff
dig
that
it.
I'll never watch that I try not to hate on people for liking if I think it's
Right.
like a genuine whatever thing. But a lot of stuff does suck.
Yeah, I by a lot of people's standards, I watch a lot of shit that really does suck, and
Yeah.
I really do enjoy it, and I know that. It
And what's
sucks,
more
but-
important is stop giving a fuck if I hate what you like anyway.
Yeah, why does it matter?
That's fucking the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
My
I don't
opinion
care
doesn't
what
mean
anybody
dog
likes,
shit.
and I don't care if they like what I like. I like when people like things I'm interested in because it's conversation and it's cool to talk
Yeah,
about. But like,
I like the
do you not-
people
I
that are into
couldn't-
the same
I
shit.
probably can't count on my hand how many close, actual like real friends I have that watch wrestling. And that's fine. And then people give me more shit about liking wrestling than they do saying, "Oh man, that'd be cool. I should check that out." They always say, "Man, it's fake, right?" Like nobody's ever
Yeah, like
cool about it.
in 2024.
Yeah,
like,
people-
oh no,
Yeah, here we are in 2021. People have to tell me that wrestling's
like, God.
scripted.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
what?
what
You
mean
don't
by
say, dude. Yeah, when I found out Freddie Prince wrote for WWE,
Yeah,
I
he
kind of
did,
was
yeah,
like,
he
Freddie
did.
Prince Jr.
that?
That is,
yeah,
dude.
not his dad.
All hail the big rip to the OG. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
But yeah, people give me shit about that all the time. I'm like, well, why do you care?
But
what I like?
sometimes, if you're into
gives a
shitty
shit?
stuff, you should also be prepared to defend what you like.
I do, and then I look silly
You know,
because I know.
I've stopped
I
liking
know.
certain things. Like genuinely, you remember how into Harry Potter I was growing
Yeah.
up. I'm like just not. It does not appeal to me anymore, even without the J.K. Rowling being a dumb bitch and hanging out with Nazis and shit.
Yeah,
Uh,
but J.K.
all of that, yeah, she sucks.
Yeah.
But all of that aside, like, it just doesn't, the narrative doesn't appeal to me anymore. It's not my sort of thing. And now I look at other, like, adults who are, like, fucking that into just Harry Potter still, and I don't fucking like look down on them and like,
No, yeah,
oh,
that's cool. I like that you
oh,
like
dude,
that.
you're
Yeah.
fucking gay.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, no, I get why you like that. It's
I
not
like
my
when people
thing anymore.
are a part of fandoms. I think that's cool because
People
I'm a
should
part
be aware of
fandoms too,
that
and
the author sucks.
Yeah, absolutely. They should know
whatever,
that. But yeah, I don't care, man. I never liked Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And I used to catch a lot of flack for that, and I'm like, dude, it's okay that I don't like it.
Yeah, I like it more now than I did when I was younger. It's a good. And I watched the movies, read the books when I was younger, but I
Yeah.
was like, it's a little bit too.
It's
ain't
not
for
that I
me.
think it sucks. I just don't like it. It's just not my cup of tea. And
Yeah,
that's okay. It's okay to like different shit.
In general, dude, I don't even fucking read fiction anymore. Hardly ever, dude. It's
Right.
mostly fucking nonfiction. And the shit that I'm into, a lot of other people like are not fucking into. Like I fucking read books about anthropology and shit sometimes, and I try to like talk to people at work about it, and they're like, I don't care about the fucking commerce patterns of fucking 2nd century Germanic tribes. You know what I mean? Not that I fucking really know anything about it. I try to retain information when I read, but it's only there for like a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I enjoy reading. It's one of those things. It's time. It takes me. My ADHD will not allow me to sit and really enjoy books like I want to.
Yeah.
But I will try to. If it's a good book that I like, or if it's a book I want to reread or whatever, I try to set aside certain, like when the Halloween trilogy, when they were dropping, they did novelizations of all those, and I thought, well, that'd be kind of cool because there's a lot more shit in it, less stuff they didn't put in the movie, like a lot of other stuff. And I said, well, that'd be cool to check out. So it took me a while to get through all three, but I would just set a certain amount of time away to do it. And I would read 10, 20, 30 pages and just
That's why I
put it
like the
down and
audiobooks, man.
not try to force. But I really need to get into the audiobooks. I think I would enjoy that a little more.
I mean, your job's different than mine. I can listen to audiobooks, podcast music. I can have my headphones in my whole shift pretty much.
Right.
So I get a lot of listening done. But I do a lot of books that way. But if I really like it and want to like go read it again and absorb it more, I'll get the hard copy. And then if I've already listened to it, I can read the hard copy way faster. I used to be a really quick reader. I mean, when I was young, I've read so many fucking books.
You were very
dude.
gifted. And
Between that, yeah, I was in the Gifted and Talented program. GAT, we called it.
talented. Yeah.
And a lot of people that are in those programs today buy GATs and shoot up their schools.
Yeah.
But anyway, I read a fucking shit ton, but now I can't read that quickly, and I don't have the time to do it. But if I
Yeah.
audiobook it and then go back and like read through it, since it's already kind of like cemented and in my head, I can breeze through it a little bit more quickly. I did a lot of books. I did 10 books last year, which is like, I used to do fucking like a book a week in school when I didn't have nothing else going on.
I read enough to where if somebody says something stupid, I say, why don't you go read a fucking book?
Read a book, dipshit.
Yeah.
Hell
Go
yeah,
touch
dude.
grass, idiot.
I'd like to get a hold of a Chinese book.
And do what with it?
Just like look at the fucking text in it. I feel like it'd be interesting. You ever
Oh,
seen
yeah,
a Chinese
yeah.
computer keyboard?
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that. This was years ago. I was like, what do computer keyboards in other languages look like? And I was like, well, a lot of languages have the same characters. They might have little adjustments and shit like that, but you look at like your Russians and your Asian languages and all that, all these different characters, their keyboards must look different, especially in Chinese where like one character is a whole word.
Yeah.
And sure enough, dude, they got some interesting looking keyboards over there. They're slightly bigger, more keys, and there's like shift functions on all of them to get like several more characters instead of just like capitalizing. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah, pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Pretty nuts. And a lot of them just end up learning English very early
And that makes
and
sense.
doing all their businesses in
Yeah, I've
English.
never actually seen one. I said
Pretty
that I have,
crazy.
but I haven't. I was doing a one to prove a point for what I'm going to tie into next. How many times has somebody said to you, hey, have you seen The Green Mile? Or,
And you just be like,
Shawshank?
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and you
yeah,
haven't.
and you haven't.
Yeah,
And you
because I
haven't.
don't want to have the
Or
conversation.
Have you heard of this band? Or you like music? Have
It's
you heard of this
worse
band?
when they
Oh,
try to
I've
sell
heard of
you
them.
on it
Yeah.
because then it takes forever.
Yeah.
I have people do it all the time.
Yeah.
My buddy will be like, hey, you ever watch this show? And if I don't say, oh, yeah, I actually caught the
They gotta
first
tell you
couple
the whole
episodes,
plot.
they'll be like, well, this happens and this
Yeah,
happens. And I'll be like, Oh, that's crazy. I got to check that out.
Me and Tim were
That's
talking
crazy.
about
I gotta
that,
check that out.
last
50
night.
times,
We went
dude.
down to Welch's and got some dinner last night, and we were talking about something. I said, "How many times do you?" He's like, "Brother, I do that a lot, man."
Every
I'm like,
fucking
"Well,
day
you
of my
know."
life.
He's,
My buddy at work's always talking to me about NASCAR, and I know enough cursory, like people
Yeah,
and
yeah,
who's good
yeah,
and shit
yeah.
from hearing everybody else
Hell
talk
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
That I'm like, oh hell yeah, dude, fucking yeah.
Yeah, I was
Jamie
more of a Daryl
Johnson this.
Waltrip guy myself.
Yeah, dude.
You know, like just throwing that guy shit out.
And
yeah.
you know, fucking, I'll have a 20-minute conversation,
Yeah.
having no clue what the
We're
fuck's going
pieces
on,
of shit,
dude.
dude. We
But
suck.
no,
I
dude,
love it. But I'm the
that's,
same way. Like I just don't want to get into the.
It's
you
a
know.
form of like code switching, dude, when you just kind of
Gaslighting
like
is what it
interact
is,
with a
dude.
person on their level.
Yeah.
Like you immediately meet them where they're at.
Yeah.
Now, in this case, yeah, there's a little bit of, I wouldn't call it gaslighting, but you're being deceptive so that you don't have a deeper conversation
I
with
blame
the
it on
person.
my anxiety personally.
I mean,
like,
that's part of it
and
for
my
sure.
ADHD.
And
But,
other parts of it are like, well, I just don't have
That and
the
and
mental energy to deal with being sold on a fucking anime that has one
Right.
season or whatever the fuck it is.
Really,
you know?
we're pretty bad off now about saying, and that's kind of cool. In
And
the
that
wo-
is
in,
kinda
in the
cool, dude.
worst situations, like
How do you mean?
we're talking about OJ dying,
And he did.
and he was like, yeah, man, and he got away with murder, and I was like, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's yeah, you know what I mean.
Away
Like,
with murder.
yeah, like just in the worst
Who
situations.
is that? Is that Papa Roach?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He wrote that about OJ. Orenthal James. Don't you think he should have been James Orenthal? Don't you think that's a better name? But then he wouldn't have had the cool name OJ or Juice. He would have been J.O. They would have called him the Jack Off.
I think it's cool. We can all rest easy not knowing the killer's at rest. We don't have to worry about it.
He
anymore.
got away scot-free for ages. He died
Yeah.
old.
and
And he only did a little time in prison,
and
unrelated.
As he said, I hope one day we're gonna find the killer, OJ.
Yeah, dude.
We're gonna find the killer. You watch. We're gonna. And wouldn't that
He's
be fucking,
up there right
wouldn't that
now.
be crazy though, dude?
You know who met him at the pearly gates, dude? St. Peter stood aside, dude, and it was Nicole and fucking, what's the waiter's name?
Is it Ron
Ron something, yeah. I think so.
Goldman?
Ron Goldman? That sounds right.
I'm fucking
But
just spitballing. I don't know
they're
if
there
that's
at the
his name or
pearly
not,
gates
but-
like,
Huh.
Juice,
Juice.
what are you doing here? Here, I tell you what, try these gloves on. If they fit, you can come in. Hell yeah, dude.
That's
But
wild,
no, he
man.
already lived the dream. Like there
He
was
did,
no
yeah.
people are like, he
Yeah.
finally got what he deserved, and it's like, dude, he's like 70.
Dude, he lived a
He was a
full-ass
star
life.
football player. He was in movies.
Yeah.
He fucking got
Still
away
had
with
money when he
murder.
died. Yeah, I mean,
Then he robbed somebody for his own memorabilia, did a little bit of time, wrote a couple of the worst books, did some of the worst
if
press.
I did do it.
Remember when he fucking walks in on that like journalist, that woman, and he's got the knife? Jesus Christ,
So
dude.
good, dude. So good.
Yeah, he definitely did it, dude. And
Yeah.
God bless Norm Macdonald. If he was only here to see
I've been
this,
watching-
man.
Yes, absolutely. I've been
He would have
watching
loved to
little
have,
bits all day.
Yeah.
Dude.
He would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah.
That's what cost him the SNL gig, man. The president of NBC at the time was friends with OJ, and Norm was doing OJ joke after OJ joke on Weekend Update.
The one where he says, he said, "Breaking news! I can't believe it. O.J. Simpson's dead." He's like, and he said his wife and that dude's name. He's like, they killed him. They killed O.J. So.
Oh,
fucking
he's
good.
talking about he's like Simpson claims that his wife used to beat him up.
Yeah.
His defense in the murder is also going to be that they killed him.
yeah. That was.
He
great.
was so
It's a
good,
great
dude.
bit.
Are you familiar with Sam Talent? I talked about this book on
Does he have any?
he does. Matter of fact, on this other show, he's a stand-up. He's he's been popping on the circuit, the podcast circuit and shit. But he wrote a book called Running the Light. It's like a fictional book about this like road comic who's like washed up and shit, but still good. And the like climax of the book is this like fictional interaction he has with Norm. which was pretty good, dude. Brought me back. I
That
read
would be
Norm's
cool.
book. Best,
I would
best
read
book
that
I ever read.
for sure.
It's really good.
I love Norm, man.
It's
That
the
was-
second best book I've ever read by a comedian, the first being Norm's, based
yeah.
on a true story. It's pretty good. There's a great interview where he's like releasing the book, and this isn't in the book at all, but he's on Conan, and he's like, are there any big bombshells in this book? Because it's supposed to be his memoir. It's like, anything, that you haven't talked about before? He's like, well, only that I'm a deeply closeted gay man.
Oh, that's so good. That
And he's
is
like,
so
wait, you're
fucking
gay? And he's like, what? No, I'm not gay. He's like, you
Uh,
just said. He said, no, I said I'm deeply closeted.
good. Yeah.
It's like, doesn't that mean you're gay? He's
Yeah,
like, whoa, do
yeah.
you know what closeted means?
He's
It's like a man that is so gay, he can't even admit to himself that he's gay, and certainly not anybody else.
Yeah, he did that one a couple of
Yeah,
times.
it's-
Deeply closeted. Yeah.
He's good, dude.
I love
He had some of the best bits, dude. Love him to death.
Yeah. Norm was good.
We ought to pick up something to eat on the way out of here, dude. Maybe a little pound of puss. Get a little pound of pussy at the pussy parlor, dude.
I had Jack in the Box the other day for the first
Oh, down there
time.
in Louisville, dude?
Yeah,
One
it
of
was
the
first
new
time.
ones?
No, lied to you. I had it up in Indianapolis.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The Tiny Tacos.
I haven't had it. out here. We got it in
Have you ever heard
California.
of the Tiny
Yeah.
Tacos?
I didn't get them,
They're
but
little hard shell tacos with the meat and cheese in it. And
Yeah.
they just,
I just got a
this
milkshake.
They're cute. I
Bro,
don't know,
that gas
something about it.
station out in Gent, they do mini chicken tacos. They're
Really?
fire, dude.
I love that.
Fire.
What's going on your screen, man?
Oh, how long's that been up?
It just popped up.
All right, keep talking.
I'm talking. Hey.
Little video.
Hey. But yeah, the Jack in the Box was pretty good. That was the first time I'd ever had it, which is might be shocking to some people. I don't know. I don't know how popular Jack in the Box is in other places.
Well, we don't have them out here. We just started getting them.
But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I had a chicken sandwich there, and dude, it was fucking massive. Like, it was so
Yeah.
good. And then I had a couple of little tacos. And
You see,
yeah,
they're building a
went better.
second Buc-ee's in Kentucky.
Ooh, another Bussies,
Yeah,
man.
it's right
Hell
between Lexington
They
and
have
Bowling
a-
Green.
amazing kolache.
I gotta be honest with you, dude.
I love the
I've been there
kolache.
3 or 4 times now.
Mhm.
Not super impressed.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it. A big gas station that sells
I-
hot food on the road, but all Buc-ee's are like out on the road. They're near locations that already have like fast food and shit
Right,
like
yeah.
that. So like a gas station and a fast food, to me, I mean, we've stopped at other joints like that. Like I've stopped, like I preferred Sheets,
Yeah.
where you could go
Sheets,
up and
we had
order the
that,
shit.
when we went to Cleveland. We were on the
Buc-ee's
way
is
home,
basically like just a big old.
Yeah.
There used to be truck stops like that.
Right.
They would have all kinds of souvenirs and different shit you could buy, and that
Pilot.
would sell hot food. Pilot's still around, but
What's
it's
the
old.
other one?
They still do have that kind of shit
What's the other
too,
one
but it's
besides Pilot? There's another one that's big like that.
Flying J.
Flying J, Pilot. I thought there was a third one though, man.
There is. There's one nearby here. It's just it's slipping me right now. Loves.
Loves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not as big as Buc-ee's
No.
and shit, but
Buc-ee's, my problem with Buc-ee's is so goddamn packed and busy you can't enjoy it. Like I didn't have
It
any
is
time to
slammed.
really to look around and enjoy all the shit because there's so many fucking people in the way. So I just went to the food and the food was great.
their food
everything I ate
their
there
hot
was good.
food was pretty decent. I hear good things about the jerky. They never have the deer or the turkey when
Get
I'm
you a
there.
kolache, man.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. A kolache?
is like a really, really fancy pig in the blanket. It's
I
like
don't
it
eat
looks,
pork, dude.
It looks like a little pig in the blanket, and there's a dog in it with melted like nacho cheese. And
Yeah.
you bite into that bitch, and it just
Nah, dude.
Uh,
That
when'd you-
don't
when'd you
even
get- when'd you
sound
get
like
off the
something.
pork, man.
I haven't eaten pork in pretty much the entire time you've known me.
And that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I haven't
really.
eaten pork since like 7th grade.
That's
God
kinda
said
cool.
not to, dude. It's in the book. It's
And
in
it is,
several
man.
books, dude. Actually, the main book that it's in is the one that my doctor read that said it was hurting my stomach. So, and it does. I don't know what's in
No,
it,
yeah,
dude.
It is, man.
But it tears my stomach
it,
up.
it is, dude.
Well, it's
Pork-
parasites.
pork's
All
bad,
pork
man.
is
Pork's
full of
bad.
worms.
Yeah.
Any pork you buy is full of worms.
Yeah.
Pigs have worms just living in their tissue at all times. Parasites.
They're cute.
Thick old. They got all
I
them.
feel worse about eating a pig than I do a cow sometimes.
I don't eat either of those. I'll eat a chicken, dude, 'cause fuck birds. I'll eat a fish 'cause fuck fish. But I won't eat a dolphin. I won't eat a crow. You know what I mean? There's certain animals. Really, I'm
yeah.
cool with,
I can't wait for the Ohio to run clear again, so the Dolphins return.
bro. If the Ohio ever runs clear, that'll be the rapture. That'll be the apocalypse,
That's how we'll
dude.
know. Yes.
But yeah, dude, this man, this new show's off the chain, dude.
It's
I mean,
decent.
we're loose.
Woo!
We're loose.
You know who's not loose anymore? O.J. Simpson.
Oh, thank
The
God,
juice is
dude.
no longer loose.
That is crazy. Isn't it crazy that post about Kid Rock blew up and then everybody stole it and then
Yeah.
people
You
put it
fell
on their
victim to the
Instagram?
internet, my friend.
That's memology, dude.
Yep.
It got
you got
memeified.
memed. Yeah, you got memed.
That's why, and all prolific posts fall victim to that. They get put on memes. They get put on videos.
Yeah.
If you wanna, but nobody ever thinks this line, this simple line, is gonna bang so hard. I should put it in a fucking
nobody
video.
does, yeah.
And you know, if I had made a video off of it right off the bat, it wouldn't have gotten traction. It wouldn't have gotten blown up.
Nah.
I had to just post it, let other people take it. One video I saw 6 million views.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Could have plugged the cast on that. We could have got.
And everybody
Could have
kept.
been our ticket out of here.
It was
man.
my exact wording, but instead of writing the lyric from the song, sunshine in 3 damn days, they just wrote sun in 3 damn days in a lot of them. Which isn't the joke, because that's not the line from the song.
bastards.
Yeah. Anyway, dude.
Imagine stealing something that's not yours and changing it in the worst way possible to make it different.
Literally ruining the joke. The whole
yeah.
joke is the line from the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, like I said, don't even care that it got memed. I'm glad so many people saw it, but we got to fucking patent this shit. We got to take this show on the road,
Yeah, we
baby.
got to take this show on the road. This is the show we're going to take on the road.
Yeah, this is it, baby. This is the new
is
show.
The new show.
It's
Now-
gonna amp up. This is just episode 2. There's improvements.
Yeah.
And we're
As
gonna...
the Who once said, meet the new boss, same as the old boss.
Yeah.
You're not going to notice
Exactly.
it right off the bat that this is a different show, but I promise in due time you will be like, wow, this is a different show.
When you do things right, people won't be
yeah.
certain you've done anything at all.
Right.
That's a very good quote
Mhm.
from God in
Yeah.
an episode of Futurama.
Yeah. Tim Corley once told me that a rolling rock collects no moss, and that's why I'm always on the go.
That's true.
You know?
I think it's a Rolling Stone.
No, he said a rock, dude.
Well, the phrase is Rolling Stone collects
Well,
no
it ain't a
moss
fucking
because
phrase.
that's
It's his quote. He wrote it.
he didn't. That's a
why
common
he said,
phrase.
No, he said
That's where the band
he
Rolling
said-
Stone
he
got
said
their
rock,
names
not
from.
Stone.
Well, he ruined the quote.
Good job, Tim.
I love you, Tim, but I'm sorry. That ain't the quote.
He's my favorite. He
A
always be
rock
saying
don't fucking
stupid
roll,
shit,
dude. It's
yeah.
too jagged. It's
Rock
got to be a
don't
stone.
roll.
A stone's rounded off at the edges.
My rock rolls all the time, dude.
Or a boulder.
Your bird quit.
My
dude.
bird is fucking. It ain't even in the room right now. It's probably
Yeah,
perched
you know,
up on the roof.
you're right. A rock does not roll.
A rock is your more jagged. It's just a singular piece.
So in an
right?
avalanche, when you're on the interstate,
And
you're
a
about to
boulder is
die,
big.
They're not rolling. They're just falling.
Those are well. It says, "Beware falling rocks." It doesn't
There it
say
is.
"Beware rolling
Set that
rocks."
up
A bunch
for
of
me.
green bottled beers falling down the side of the fucking mountain.
We call it mountain.
If you
dew.
ever see somebody like drinking a rolling rock at a bar in public, go
Fucking
go
punch
ahead
'em.
and search their pockets for fucking Rohypnol, dude, because they're a date rapist. I've never seen anybody drink green bottled beer that wasn't prowling for a little bit of passed out puss.
When I
You know
was,
what I mean?
I was pretty. Yeah, I think I was probably like 19 or 20. I was at a party and somebody had Rolling Rock.
Yeah, tell me why. Just look at this Snapchat notification I just got. When did you post that?
Like 2 days or yesterday.
No shit.
So that's good, dude. That's a
That's
simulation,
Zuckerberg, dude.
bro. I was probably 19 or 20. I was at a party, and somebody gave me a Rolling Rock. And at the time, PBR was the only beer I'd ever drank because when I was like 16, I had some beer at a
The
party.
only beer you ever drank?
At the time,
No
yeah.
shit.
Because I was at a party and some older people were bringing us alcohol, and they brought us like 230 racks of PBR, and everybody was pissed about it.
I
But
mean,
I'd never had beer, so I didn't
it'll
know.
do the trick.
And I think that's why I'm always partial to PBR now as an adult, because that was the first beer I ever tried. But anyways, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is somebody tried to give me a Rolling Rock, and I drank it, but that was like the thing. They're like, well, you like PBR and all that shit, man. You'll probably enjoy Rolling Rock. But they were in the cans. They were the little green cans. I didn't know they made
Rolling
them
Rock's not
in
bad.
the
I'm doing a
bottle.
bit, but
But no, I was. Gonna
it's
tie
better
in
in the
with
cans
bit.
than the...
Anybody I've met. I'm like you though. I've met a lot of dudes that enjoyed it, and 90% of them were fucking.
They're
dicks.
faking it. That's
Yeah.
what I don't like about them.
Yeah.
It's like, it is bad,
Yeah,
the
it's
bottled
not
ones.
Good.
It's more
Yeah.
expensive, and the alcohol content's not better, nothing like that. I like PBR. PBR is like, it's tasteless enough to go down smooth.
Yeah.
It's like watery enough to where it doesn't fill you full of fucking carbs and shit, but it still gets you fucked up.
Yeah.
It's cheap without tasting skunk like all the other cheap beers. People shit on it because it was the hipster beer for a while, but it was only ever the hipster beer because it was the cheapest good beer out there.
Yeah.
Bars we used to fucking go to down in Louisville, they would do, matter of fact, they all did, it was either PBR or Rolling Rock. Tall boys 2 for $2.
Yeah.
That was like a thing at a couple of the bars on certain nights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rolling Rock? No. I tell you what I like, dude. O'Doul's.
O'Doul's wasn't bad.
I'm fucked up off that O'Doul's.
I've had
That's
O'Doul.
near beer, dude.
I like O'Doul's better than Dos Equis.
Speaking of, this is funny. Upton, he was the first person I ever knew to like go out and buy some Rolling Rocks. Like wanted to try them. Saw a commercial for him. Worked on him. You know, and so we tried them together. They were nasty, but I remember one time we were going to Al's Mini Mart, and I cannot remember who she was because this is the only time I ever saw her there. But this like pretty cute looking chick was working in there, and Upton like weirdest. This is exactly the type of weird fucking question he would ask in this situation. He's like, "What type of beer should I get, dude? To like what do you think she would think is cool?" And I'm like, what the fuck? She's not gonna think a beer is cool. But I was like, oh, dude, you know what? All the fucking like, what's it like the hot beer right now? This shit right here. And I pointed out O'Doul's. And he got to looking at it, and it says right on the can, non-alcoholic. But he was just like, oh, dude, the cans are cool and shit. And I was like, yeah, and it gets you really fucked up, blah, blah, blah. I was like, everybody's
so
drinking this
good.
shit right now. I was at a college party. They were slamming this. So we go up to the counter, and not only does he like proudly put it up there, but he does that whole thing like, yeah, it's my favorite right now. I've been drinking it for a while. And she's like, okay. He's like, I like the flavor, but it also gets you pretty fucked up. And she's like, okay, does it? And he's like, yeah. And we get, I let him pay for it and everything, dude. We get about halfway down the block, and I'm dying laughing. And he thinks I'm just laughing because he obviously didn't do well with the broad.
Yeah.
But we get down there, and then he's like, dude, what the fuck, man? Shut up. And I was like, bro, we got to go back. He's like, hell nah, dude, hell nah. I was like, no, you got to. You got to go take that beer back. He's like, why? I was like, because it's non-alcoholic. Yeah, he was mad.
No,
he's not friends
dude.
with me anymore, dude.
Poor Upton.
Yeah. It's because he's married to a racist meth head. I don't know that she's on meth, but she is racist. And I
always
think
get
she
that
might have
vibe
done
from
meth
him
at one
a
point.
little bit.
He had definitely had some racial leanings, but I was always trying to steer him in the right
Fuck.
direction, dude.
Oh no, dude.
I really did. Well, we would always like get into it because he's one of those people that like you talk to him and everything that he really believes in and stands by is like normal people shit.
Yeah.
But he always tries to rationalize these like, because his dad was like super fucking Republican, his dad the murderer, and well, it's true.
God
And
damn.
he like had to have those beliefs too, so he's always doing these weird rationalizations. Because he'd be like straight, like, I'm really not racist, but
Heavy.
if Mitt Romney says black people should pay more in interest for mortgage rates, then they should, you know, like.
Yeah, that does sound like something.
I don't think
he would
Mitt Romney
say.
said that specifically. Everybody out there, before you go, yeah, he never did that.
Yeah.
You know, fuck.
It's a
that.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I never had any issues with him. He was always cool to me.
No,
but
man, he was a good friend for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, he was into some silly stuff, but we
I
got
wish him
on.
all the best.
How
man.
good of a friend are you though if you let your wife not let you hang out with your friends anymore?
Yeah, that's shitty, man. That's
Gay,
shitty.
dude, fully gay. We're gonna be leaving here and going to a fun little show.
Yeah, we're going to a show.
Going to a fun
We're
little show.
doing a lot of those nowadays.
Doing a lot of shows,
you can't
dude.
beat these $25.
I'm thinking this
bangers,
new
dude.
show, man, because I'm about to get the mobile recorder.
Mhm.
I think this new show, when we go to this new podcast, I should say, when we go to shows like this, we should try to secure some fucking interviews. Be like,
We
look,
should.
dude, all we need's a room, got the mobile recorder.
Yeah.
I've got a fucking truck. We'll record in the truck, dude.
Yeah.
It's enough room
I
for
feel like
5
we could do it,
motherfuckers
yeah.
in there. I'm buying the one. It comes with 4 microphones. It's gonna be when we record on the go, it's gonna be a hold your microphone situation.
That's cool.
But I'm also gonna, start bringing the fucking camera and we're gonna fucking, we're gonna get this shit, dude.
We're gonna get it going.
We're gonna get after it. Do me a favor, pop over there and see how long we've been recording. Can you tell? You might not know where to look.
I'm pretty illiterate.
Oh, dude, we got about 15 more minutes.
Cool, 15 more
liven up,
minutes.
dude.
I'm liven up. I'm letting you lead. Man.
Episode 2, and we already fucking running out.
We're
of
already
steam,
running out
dude.
of steam, dude.
Well, we're banking these.
I think this
these
was
are getting
cool.
banked. We're
I
doing
think this
a lot
is a
of
good
them.
episode.
No, we're doing great,
We
dude.
covered a lot of shit. I'm amped up. I'm in a great mood. Anytime I do a show nowadays, like there was a point in time where I got burned out doing it. I didn't want to do it, but like now, like I've been jonesing for this all week. Been thinking about recording these episodes, doing this show. Like I'm hyped up right now.
I think we found a
I'm
formula.
just not trying to be too much.
Well, because we got more to
because
record.
we got more to record. But I don't want to
But,
get into that and forget what we talked about, and then we
Yeah.
mention the same shit. I've kind of been leisure on this one,
Which is a
you
good,
know.
and I think this is the proper methodology.
I didn't want to tell him my secret, but you
On
finished
the
that,
old
man.
show, we got to a point where we were meeting up probably twice a week some weeks. And you run out of shit to talk about when you're not doing much else.
Hey, go ahead.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, no.
And do a little bit of this. For our listeners at home,
And that's
not watching on video, we're touching physically.
Yeah.
Woo!
But yeah, we'll have 2 now. We'll have like the God painting, and then we'll have the 2 sweet.
Hell yeah. But
You're welcome.
now we're just meeting up like once a month, banking them. Because
Yeah.
when we hang out once a month, like we've been doing
Yeah.
and going and doing shit, we talk the whole fucking day we're hanging out anyway. So it's no problem to record fucking 3-4 hours in one hangout session.
Yeah.
So
It
it's
works.
it's actually easier than recording 1 hour twice a week.
It's
you
the
know?
method to the madness.
And we're gonna make it work, dude. And also, this show has a lot more leg room, and it's got its stretch on. Start running a little faster out the gate. The Obscure Curio is still going.
Right.
That's gonna be eventually, once this show's out, hits 20, 30 episodes. This Place Sucks. The Obscure Curio is going to be straight up on Patreon. I'll still do an episode once a month, once every other month for free, just to get the steam out there. But it's good. That's going to be the Patreon show,
Yeah.
and this is going to be the public show.
Yeah.
YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your shit.
Apple Pie Cast.
Tell your friends about it. Clydesdale Bone Staff and the Wampus Cat are back. And we're finger fucking, dude.
Oh,
Hot dogs. Breakfast,
dogs.
lunch, and dinner,
hot
dude.
dog.
Hot
Get
dog!
your fucking hot
Get
dog.
your hot dog!
Woo!
I went to an Atlanta Braves game last Saturday.
Did you yell?
I
that?
yelled. Dude, the hot dog guy was down there, and Anna was like, dude, yell at this. Show him up. And he was like, hot dog, get your hot dog here. Got a fresh hot dog here. Come and get it. And I was like, check this out. Hot dog! I'm gonna have to
So
fucking
good.
that
You
definitely
gotta-
clip the mic, dude.
Yeah, you have to tone that down, dude.
I'm gonna have to go edit
Somebody's
it.
gonna die listening to this.
See, aren't you? This is another thing in this new place, which we've recorded some Obscure Curio episodes in here, but no longer in the apartment either, dude. House, we can be as loud as we want.
Yeah.
I don't scream out the window at drunk people anymore. I just scream.
Yeah.
You know.
No need an excuse to do it. We just do it. You know.
I'm super stoked for this show, dude. I'm hoping that we can find some more local shows and keep the one a month.
Yeah,
Kinda
that's the way to
steam we
do it,
got
man.
going.
I like it. It's not super expensive. We'll get out of town for the evening.
Yeah, something to
Like,
do.
it's cool, man.
This is fun because me and you haven't done a show together, you and I, since Tiger Army. Well, like just the boys.
Yeah.
You and Tim went.
Yeah.
So and this Coffin Cats,
Yeah.
very similar to Tiger Army.
Yeah.
They got an upright bass player.
Yeah.
Kind of psychobilly, rockabilly shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the Coffin
Horror Pop.
Cats, the Queers, the Jasons, and DOS.
Yeah.
Should be fun. Should be a
Should be
fun
a good
show.
time.
4 bands, dude, for $25. You can't fucking beat that.
You can't beat it.
No,
you
dude.
can't beat it.
These are the
Legends?
shows I live for. Yeah, I don't. I mean, big stadium shows and like beer con stuff like that's fun. It's fine if it's a band I want to see. But like going to these little shows, like
Yeah.
that's the real story. Like that's
If
the
the
real
act
adventure,
is big
you
enough
know?
to where they have to do a huge venue, and I like them enough, I'll go to a big venue show. We went and saw The Cure. We were fucking 100, 200 yards away
Yeah, we were
from the
football field
band.
away, yeah.
And it was still a good time. But these type of shows here, where you can go see a band and stand 2 feet away from them
Yeah.
and just fucking stare at them in the face while they fucking play, it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
I like a mid-sized venue like Manchester,
Manchester
Bogarts,
Music Hall's fun.
anything like
Bogarts is
that
fun,
that
yeah.
fits, 500-600.
What's
You can
that
get a
one?
good crowd in, but you can also get up front if you want.
Headliners.
Headliners is nice,
is
dude.
cool. Yeah.
They've revamped that place
Mhm.
since I
It's a
used to
little
go
nicer
back
now.
in the day. It's
Yeah.
nicer. The neighborhood's nicer. I hate it. I like that they fixed up Headliners.
Yeah.
I hate that they have luxury apartments where the
Yeah,
dingy
yeah,
warehouses
it's not,
used to
not
be.
as cool anymore. Yeah.
We took band photos for MySpace in the abandoned warehouse where they had these like pits of like oil and shit, and now it's a fucking apartment with a gym on the first floor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My how times have changed.
I mean, I guess it's good. For that area, the gentrification, maybe I'm talking out of my ass. It seems not as bad because
Right.
there wasn't anybody living there. They were abandoned warehouses, so
Yeah.
they're not like necessarily pricing people out. It was more of an
Yeah, I think
industrial
that's
neighborhood.
what you should clean up is that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know, that's
That was like
everywhere,
a warehouse zone of the city. So like a lot of what they've cleaned up was not livable anyway.
Yeah.
But now that there are more expensive places in the vicinity, the places just outside of there will go up too.
yeah. Right.
Which, I don't know. I think it's already pretty decent outside of there. So
Yeah.
maybe it's a win-win.
Yeah, it's a cool spot still, but
Awful lot of whites. That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying. And you
running
know how it
around.
gets. I don't want to be racist, but when a lot of whites get into an area, military-aged males and such,
yeah.
you never know what they're gonna get up to, dude.
And
They
you
might
know,
glue a boy's butt cheeks together. They might. Hazing. It happens, dude.
Oh no.
I hate that phrase, military-aged males. It's like, look at all these immigrants, and they're military-aged males. And it's like, yeah, dude, they're young men that we blew up their house.
Yeah.
Their house is blown up. Their whole neighborhood, half their country's a hole now.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what age they are. They had to run out of there.
They had to get.
It's, whatever. What are they gonna fucking start their own army under our noses here in the country? Is that what they think is gonna happen?
I don't know. I don't hang out with them.
They go back and forth between
these
like,
people you're talking about. Not
we
the-
can't be had,
yeah.
and they're having us right under our noses.
Yeah,
Like,
those people.
it's
are
like the
stupid.
thing between fucking leftist or dangerous, anarchist, Antifa blowing up the shit, and leftists are pussies. They can't do they're a bunch of sissies.
Yeah.
You know what
Which
I mean?
one is it? Make up your mind. You know.
Well, come find out.
Yeah. Come
come
find
find
out how
out.
big a pussy I am, dude.
Hey, I'll show you a big pussy, dude.
Yeah. Got
It's
one right
the-
here. For
I'll have
you.
to make one on your body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm fucking
Slit.
something, and your butthole ain't big enough.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I've seen these. Here's the thing about a big, buff, muscular dude. Their ass is too tight. It'll crush your dick. So you got to kind of you got to ream it out a little bit first. You really do. You ain't never.
No, I haven't.
Well,
Have you?
No, I'm just. I was telling
Hey
David.
man, that's kind of cool.
I was telling David last night. He's like something about he made some dumb getting raped in prison joke, and I was like, dude, that's such a dumb myth. I was like, rape doesn't really happen like that often in prison. Matter of fact, every dude that I fucked in the ass came to me and asked me if I would, and he was like, huh?
I hear him saying that too.
How
man.
many? How many?
How many, bro?
There was one dude in there that was fucking fellas, just one, and he worked in the kitchen. He had to hook up on all kinds of like, on not just food, but he had like fresh clothes, like white t-shirt and shit hook up and all that. But he did the kosher meals, so we always, and I did kosher because it was the easiest way to get shit that didn't have like pork and red meat and shit. So he would always, be like kind of flirtatious with me, but I was like, nah, dude, he ain't fucking. It
Yeah.
ain't like that. He's just hooking me up because we're cool. You know, fucking young black dude. We fucking bullshit and like joke all the time and shit. Anyway, he gets out one day like while I'm at work, and I come back and he was gone, but he had left me like a pack of white T-shirts and a bunch of like canteen like noodles and all
Hell
kinds
yeah.
of shit. And
Yeah.
I was like, word, dude. Like that is. I've been real good homies with a lot of people in jail and never had somebody look out like that. But still, you know, maybe he's just being cool. I wasn't even his best friend in there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? There's a little fucking note on there that was like, gonna miss seeing you every day with a little heart and shit. So, dude, I'm just like, if I would have let him suck me off, I could have lived like a king in there.
you could have.
He was already hooking me up. Imagine if I'd fucked him.
Yeah.
Dollar
You could have had it
bills.
made, dude.
Yeah. But you know, you take what you get.
You're what they call gay for the stay.
No, you know,
He said, no, you know.
if I had to, that's the thing, is like you think about all this like gay sex shit with prison, and you always hear that thing, when you get to prison, man, what you gotta do is you gotta walk up to the biggest, baddest motherfucker in there and knock him out. You got it all wrong, dude. You gotta seduce the biggest, baddest motherfucker in there and fuck him in the ass. That way everybody knows you do the fucking, and then you don't get violated. That doesn't mean you gotta rape anybody. Don't
Yeah.
rape.
No.
But everybody's gonna be offering the slab up to you, that slab of ass,
The slab, dude.
and you get whatever you want. Dude.
slab.
Yeah, dude. That's what I call it, dude. The fuck
Fat
slab.
boy.
Yeah. There was a fucking guy in there called Fat Boy, dude. Always farted disgusting. And one time he stank up the joint. This dude like slipped over his words. He's like, "You fat fart boy." It's fucking so dumb.
That's my favorite jail story you've ever told me. I love that.
There's that letter my buddy Timmy got from his like cousins that lived in the fucking holler, and it said, "Timmy, boy, I tell you what, hi. Stuff sure has been crazy since you've been gone. Tic Tac done got locked up. Scooter's back on the amphetamines." Just like the wildest shit you ever fucking read.
Oh, no.
Matter of fact, man, when I was
Tic
locked up
Tac.
in there, Vince and we started like getting people to let us read their jail letters and shit, and like stuff they were writing to their old lady, because a lot of it's funny even when they're trying to be serious or like sexual, writing to their wives and shit. And we wanted to, and this is just now like coming back into my memory, we wanted to get out and do like some YouTube videos where we like read these jail letters, like send us your funniest fucking jail letters, because there's a lot of gold in there.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
This fucking cat at the door. Go on, get now, cat. Go
Hey!
on, get on away from that door now.
Damn it.
I tell you what, the older I've gotten, the more like hick I hear in my voice.
Oh, me too.
I hear it on the
I try
podcast
not to,
recordings.
Yeah, it's there. They know.
Yeah. Speaking
They
of
know we're
prison,
from Kentucky.
I was talking to my brother on the phone, and his shit, the jail phone was fucked up or something. I could hear my voice repeating on his line.
Hey, it's gonna be okay, bro.
Yeah.
It's
and
gonna be
yeah.
okay. I can't wait to see you.
Well, hell, man, sounds like you better get on down to chow.
Yeah.
You know? And it just,
I love you too.
the wife, too, she didn't even grow up out here, and she's
Oh
starting
yeah,
to get,
she's got the
I
accent.
hear it on a lot of
Yeah,
fucking,
yeah,
like,
she's got
words
it,
and
dude.
stuff now.
I've always had this cross between a Kentucky accent and a burnout, even before I was
Yeah.
a burnout. So it kind of compensates a little bit. People always hit me with like, they'll say I sound like Crush from Finding Nemo,
I used
or
to get,
Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont.
I used to get
you know?
Matthew McConaughey
You still
on
kind of got that.
the,
You got a Jerry Seinfeld in there too.
a little bit of a Seinfeld. I don't, see,
What's the deal
when
with
I'm
Matthew
not-
McConaughey?
when I'm not trying and I get worked up, the Seinfeld comes
Yeah, it
out.
really
but when I
does,
try to
dude.
do it, it's the worst Seinfeld impression
Yeah,
you
if
ever
you
heard.
just naturally, that's like I have
What's the deal with peeling back foreskin?
I have
Sorry.
an impression of Tim that he hates, and I'll be like, "Hey man, I'm Tim. Oh, what are you doing? Oh my god!" You know, like I do Tim, and Tim hates it, right? But that's my impression I do of Tim when Tim's not around, and then if Tim's around, I'd be like, "And that's calm, and you should, you know, like kind of cool." You know, and that's it
A
sounds
lot
just
more
like
like
Tim.
Tim, yeah.
But like he does.
Speaking of,
he hates the.
We should use
exaggerated one.
this podcast to get our impression game back
Oh,
up.
and we should.
You remember your 2014 impression game? You used to do like 10 good impressions, dude.
Of who?
You had Bobby Hill. You could do like Hank, Bill, and Dale.
Hey,
who else
can I
did
borrow
you
your
have?
lawnmower?
There were quite a few.
Yeah, I should work on those, man. I haven't
Yeah,
done.
man.
I got to the point where I started impersonating people that I work with or hang out with, and I hate that because a lot of people don't know those people. You know, like not everybody knows those characters, like because they're people I actually know in real life. But I do need to work on my celebrity impressions a little bit.
Yeah,
and start
because I
killing
love a
those,
good
man.
impression. I'm
Yeah.
not very good, but we used to fuck around with them a lot
Yeah,
more.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
used to do some good.
I had a pretty good
They need to bring that
Eric,
back.
not a famous guy, but this guy that used to call into our live show named Eric.
Oh,
He was from Macon, Georgia.
down there in Georgia.
Which we was down there in Atlanta this weekend, and we passed the exit. I saw the exit from Macon. And I said, "By God, Eric lives down there."
Yeah,
And one time, he came all over this nylon jacket,
he did
sperm out of his penis, and he
He
uploaded it
did.
onto the nut tube,
the tube.
the Pornhub. But yeah,
Yeah, I do. I use his voice still to impersonate people that like I don't.
I
like.
just do that voice all
Yeah.
the time now, dude. It's just
I'm
I
like,
can't get it
I'll
out of
be
my
like,
head.
Well, I just gotta rush on in there. Just get me a couple things
Now,
real
you-
quick.
Now a lot of people like that, like the diet sodas, and I do too. But the name brands never set
I
right
don't like
with
the
me.
red dye.
I like
Gets me in
the
a foul
diet,
mood.
the Diet Right. You ever had Diet Right? Now some people say it's cheap, but I enjoy it. I was down there to the Coca-Cola Museum in Atlanta. This is a true story. I was down there.
I like how your voice slowly came back.
And they had every flavor of everything that Coca-Cola owns across the world. It's like almost 200
So they had share vanilla
individual drinks. So best one I had was this melon Fanta from China. But there's a drink from Italy called Beverly that's like a
Coke.
carbonated.
Hey, give me a fucking Beverly.
Hey, yo, let me get a Bev.
Oh.
Hey, a beverage,
Oh, let me get a
Beverly.
Bev.
Hey, you see what we're doing here? Disgusting. It's like a black licorice soda. It was
Ooh,
fucking
that sounds
nasty as
good,
hell,
dude. I
dude.
love black
No,
licorice,
dude.
bro.
It tasted medicinal.
Does it
was
taste like cough
disgusting.
syrup?
It tasted like some kind of tree root. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
Beverly.
You might like it. Not many people in there tried it and liked it. I was watching, trying to get a consensus because there's a bunch of machines. You go around in circles. People got different, or each machine's got like different.
I'm gonna
ones,
mix some of that with a whiskey and we'll call it a big Capone.
There was some in there that would be good with whiskey. There was a
Yo, can I get a Tony Soprano on the rocks?
a Moroccan like strawberry soda that was fire. I had like a carbonated coconut water deal in there that was fire.
Didn't they have a coconut
Grape
Coke?
Surge.
Or was it
dude.
lime Coke when they had
Lime
that?
Coke.
Like
They had
yeah.
that in there. They had like
Lime
the
Coke wasn't
discontinued
bad,
stuff
yeah.
like
That's
that.
cool. That'd be neat.
But
to
the
see.
grape surge, dude. Let me fucking tell you. How long's that been?
I just noticed it.
Well, so there's gonna be some of this video that cuts out,
Oh, I love a grape surge.
but that's gonna be okay because we're at the end.
What are wits in with you fucks?
So if you get the chance to go down there to Atlanta, Georgia,
Get you a Beverly.
what's the fucking classic Georgia accent? If you get a chance to go on down there to Atlanta, Georgia, and visit yourself the world of Coca-Cola.
That's too good.
Now, I heard down there, they told me the whole reason I went into the facility was because they said they had an original recipe Coca-Cola. I thought it was going to have cocaine in it.
You sound like
and
a
cola nut.
You sound like a very angry Bill Compton.
Who, Sucky,
Suck
I care about your
I've
humanity.
lived 100 lives.
Sucky, I want to suck the blood out of your
Well, here we are in
tender
Bone
white
Toms,
skin.
Eric Northman.
Oh,
Bone
there,
Toms, Louisiana.
Sam Molot, how
Sam
dare
Molot.
you turn into a dog in front of me? All right, this place sucks.
Hell yeah,
We'll see
it
you
does.
next time.
Bye.